Good morning, Academy 55. David Kahn here on Wednesday, the 27th of August, 2025. It's now 4 minutes to 8 in the morning here in the UK. We're looking at the EUR USD Forex pair on the 1 minute time frame, following the fortunes of the Academy 55 indicator and strategy. Nice to see you all here. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the bigger picture. I'm on the minute time frame at the moment. So we'll move over to the daily very quickly. Just get rid of that. That's from yesterday's live trading, where I took out a trade at, I made $580, if I remember rightly. But the trade did lose in the end, so I was right to do that. Could have gone the other way, but I was happy with what I took. Anyway, so we're on the daily time frame. We're not a lot of action yesterday, indecisive action. And today we are mainly on a sell trajectory. We got imbalance on this candle here, but that's a long way away to mark up. I won't bother marking that up. But we'll go on the 4 hourly now. So perhaps price is coming down here to retest these lows once again. We're on the 4 hourly, and just like yesterday, I'm going to have a look and see if there's any significant lines, points to look at. And just about here, there is a significant area because it's been resistance there, bring that down just a smidge like that. So that area there is perhaps an area that would be of interest. Turning on to the hourly, we got that all important point, still important, obviously. And we shan't bother any higher than that. So taking off the lines, we haven't got any real imbalance anywhere near us. On the hourly, we've got an indecision, but that's going to change in a minute's time. On the 15-minute candle, has it reached its peak there? And then coming back down to rejoin this area down here. I don't bother with support and resistance any less than an hour, really, because they can easily be blown away. The hourly ones hold a lot more significance for me. So we go down to the 5 minute, and we got oh look, that's interesting. Tapped into the zone. So we'll put the sell zone up here. The buy zone down here. And we'll go back down to the minute and put our indicators back on. And we just tapped into the buy. So we are looking for the next buy. That's going to be the next alert anyway. So I would suggest that we are looking for the next buy. So I'm going to put my MT4 on. And indeed, we got a buy alert there. So make sure you've got your risk to reward in purple on your trade assistant, your lot calc in purple. You've got that all important 1%. And I like to keep a minimum of 2.2 pips away. So 22 in there for 2.2. I had that locked on, so I need to do that again. It's better. And that's now giving me 2.2 pips. But we have got our old favorite sideways movement, so we have to be careful. All right. Wouldn't want to be taking a sell because we know there's a buy zone here. It's yeah, it's tricky old mixed signals we're getting at the moment. So I wouldn't want to be taking a sell because I can go back to a trading view. Put it on the 5 minute. As you can see, we're in a buy zone. So I wouldn't want to be taking any sells. There's perhaps more sell orders here. They're taking orders, stop losses in order. There might even be more orders down here, so that we might see this go even lower yet. But we wouldn't want to trade a sell because of these buy zones. From a personal point of view, I only need one more trade to get my monthly target. So don't want to rock the boat. Never do anyway. But interestingly, it's sort of reacting off this support and resistance line that was drawn in. But I'll be interested in a buy. But a buy scenario is something like that. That's going to be off the trend line, wouldn't it? Some sort of scenario like that. So if we get anywhere near there, then because you've got the sell zone up here, are there lots of sell orders being waiting to be taken? We don't know. Trade what you see, not what you think. Let's have a look at the news. Dollar makes feeble recovery. Okay, if it's feeble, that means more of this, I guess. Not exactly inspiring, is it? Check the news also. There's no red flag news. Although we stay away from red flag news makes the market move. But yeah, we're in. This is the buy zone. So officially, we're waiting for the next buy because that's how Academy 55 strategy works. Sell alert, buy alert, sell alert. The next one on must be a buy. You never get two sells together or two buys together. So we're waiting for the green of the volume trend, the green of the wave, the green of the other trend, and parallels are below price with a nice buy alert, and up we go. Well, hopefully, but we have to wait and see on that. I think while we're waiting for that, we will play this.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself, and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section, but everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here: if you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through, you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Thanks, Steve. So this is what we're looking at, the scenario we're looking at for a possible buy trade. Things are not going out fast at the moment, but we're here nevertheless, waiting for a possible buy. So I'll put the MT4 on. As you can see, I've got the exact same indicators. And waiting for any possible movements on the buy for a buy alert. See, even though we had a buy alert here, all the other indicators were still red, so it will keep you out of trouble with that buy. That sell, we knew there was a buy zone down here, so we wouldn't want to be completely interested in that sell. And it didn't actually, well, hasn't knocked us out yet if we were in it, but I wouldn't want to be in it. So come off that. Because we only need 1 or 2 trades a day, because we've got a low monthly target. And here's Steve with a quick video to explain why we only have, we take the pressure off us by having a low monthly target.
So here's how you make profits without putting yourself under too much pressure. Let's look at a situation where you've got yourself a $100,000 FTMO prop firm account and you win 10%. You'll win $10,000. Now, FTMO will pay you 80% of that after their 20% commission retention. So you'll make $8,000. $8,000 a month is $96,000 a year. In pounds, that's £71,110. In euros, 82,430. Now in pounds, if you divide that by 12, you'll find it's £5,925 a month. In euros, €6,869 per month. But what if you only won 7.25% per month? Well, your payout from FTMO would be in dollars £1,115 per week, in pounds £1,000 a week, and in euros €956 per week. So as you can see, making profits without putting yourself under undue pressure makes complete sense. Look at the numbers on the screen in front of you now. On the left, if you win only 10% per month, those are the numbers. On the right, if you fail to hit that realistic target of 10% and only achieve 7.25%, that's $1,115 a week, £1,000 a week if you're in the UK, and €956 a week across the Eurozone. This is why we target only 10%. It's all about making profits without putting ourselves under undue pressure.
There we go. So that's why we do it, what we do. And also taking yourself out of pressure. Also make sure your trading mentality is best it can be. 90% of all trading is about your mentality, your own personal mentality. Everybody's mentality is different. To a degree, but generally, right. So we're deep into, not deep, but we're into the buy zone again. They're fooling people to put buy trades in and taking them, and they'll go down and take it for themselves and say, thank you very much. But effectively, from a personal point of view, I'm only one trade away from achieving my monthly target. I had no pressure on me whatsoever to do so. Don't mistake it for being lackadaisical in when you actually place a trade, but waiting for the right conditions. You ought to be a little bit lackadaisical in that because there's no pressure, absolutely no pressure to do so. Because like I say, you can 10% target a month. We've proven time and time again how absolutely achievable that is. And there's no need to get greedy and increase your trading. The way to get greedy is not to change this part of it, but is to get some software tools that will copy your trades onto other accounts. Once you become really proficient at this. And you don't increase your trading, you just increase the amount of trades you actually copy. but that's down the road some. This Academy 55 has proven time and time again how it can pass your prop firm challenge. And the prop firm we have of choice is FTMO, well and trusted, one of the oldest prop firms out there. That's why we use it. And I want to show you, because we're out of the way, I want to show you something that happened yesterday. I'll just get this in. It's only a very short, it's not a long video at all. Put it there, play this. Hello, David Kahn here on Tuesday, the 26th of August, 2000, and the time is now 2:30 in the afternoon. Well, the stock exchange is open in New York now, the volume has kicked in, and we're running off an existing buy that happened over half an hour ago. And we're going to see if we can take this buy as high as we can. But I do realise that around about 1% mark, we have got a sell zone. So I'm going to be very wary of that and see what happens. Yes, because of the existing sell zone, I'm thinking about taking my trade out very, very soon, because we are now officially in the sell zone on a 5-minute time frame. And I don't think this is going to go a lot further. If anything, it's going to come down. So I've taken the trade now and quite happy with nearly 1%. And that'll do for me on this actual trade. So see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. So as you can see, I throw a lot of trust in the zones, take a full advantage of them and respect them. Like we're in a buy zone now, so I wouldn't want to take a sell because of that. We just don't know how deep it's going to go into this buy zone. And yesterday I took a trade, as you saw, on the US 100 at 230, but it went into sell zone territory on its way up. So rather than, and I could see it was stalling, so I was quite happy to take a trade for about 1%. Every little helps, as they say. But as you can see, the parabolic stars are very close to actually perhaps flipping. If price gets up to here, I could well imagine a parabolic star flipping down to here, and then all of a sudden a buy alert will appear, and we could be up here, and it could happen within like the next 5 to 10 minutes, or they might be happy taking all these sell orders from people because the stop loss is an order. So lots of retail traders are now thinking, oh, it's not going to go any lower, or it might not go any lower. So we're waiting for a buy, so we'll put buy stop loss here. The bank's in return. I'll go, thank you very much. I'll take that for myself. But the longer this, if this continues sideways, the more momentum is being built. And depending on the state of the dollar at the time, if the dollar is struggling, the euro will go up. But if the dollar's getting stronger, they've made their money and will go even deeper. So when you see sideways movement like this is the banks taking orders. And as I say, this happens 80% of the time. So what we'll do is we will play this in how to set up your trade assistant.
Hi, this is Steve, and in this short video I'm going to just show you the settings for the Trade Assistant to make sure that you've got the minimum 2 pip stop loss on the Euro USD or any currency pair, and how you set it for if you're trading a commodity like the US 100, because the settings are slightly different. So here you can see we're on the Euro USD chart here. I've got my risk to reward on the Trade Assistant locked at 2 to 1. I've got my risk balance at 1%. Lot calculator is on, and my little purple button here between the buy and sell is also activated. So we're ready to bring the Trade Assistant onto the chart. Now you'll notice here that we've got the stop loss set at 20. That indicates 2 pips when you're on a currency pair. And we can actually change that here by typing over it. So if I type in there 40 and just tab off here, you can see now we've got a stop loss of 4 pips because we're on a currency pair. In this example, it's Euro USD, but it could be Euro GBP or any currency pair. So let's just put that back to 20 for our 2 pips. We'll click off here, and now we'll just put the lines on so that you can see that is showing us 2 pips over here on the actual tool, ready to actually get involved with a trade if that's what we were going to do. But that's not what we're here for now. I'm going to click off the lines here, and what we're going to do is we're going to change our chart from Euro USD to US 100, and I can do that by dragging it onto the screen here. You'll see it now switch over to US 100, and now you can see that stop loss says 20, and that's wrong for a commodity. So what we want to do here is come in here and type 2000. This is the equivalent of 2 pips on a commodity such as US 100. So now when I put the lines on, you'll see we've got the number 2000 here, and if I just zoom around, you'll notice the 2 to 1 still applies, 2000 and 4000 here, where we've got a $1,000 trade in place, risking $1,000 to win $2,000. So that's the number that you need to get your 2 pip minimum on. So the minimum number would be 2000. You could have anything above that if you're on a commodity like US 100, and the number will be 20, which is 2 pips equivalent if you're on a currency pair such as Euro USD. Hopefully you found this useful, and thanks very much for watching.
Thank you, Steve. Right, so this is the scenario for a possible buy. The parabolic star has now flipped, which is interesting. Got that in the right place at least. But we're waiting for all these to turn green, and of course a big buy alert down there. So, but you never know. This time of day, between 7 and 9, the big whales might move all of a sudden, as sometimes they're inclined to do. And all we're doing is following the fingerprints of their movements. So, if you notice up here when we had a buy, the stop loss was on the trend line, because that would be nearest to the our actual entry. But now it'll be on the wave because that will be nearest to the entry price. So it's whatever one's nearest to the entry price, that's where you put your stop loss. And keeping a minimum of 2.2 or 2, something like that, pips away minimum. Sometimes if the conditions, it could be like yesterday, I had a 5.8 stop loss. Depending on my own sensibilities of how far I wanted it to go. But I always try and keep it to the minimum. It's a balance between being cautious and the minimum you want to go. Let's have a look on the 5-minute time frame. Take the indicators off because the indicators, we only use the indicators on the 1-minute time frame. But I like to see the state of the candles. See, we've got some large, I'll say large. We've got some imbalance on this candle here. And we got a little bit of imbalance here, which is good, and here. So there's reasons to go up, and it will go up to do that eventually. So we just got to be watching our float up and down on the side of the river, waiting for it to strike. But like I say, I'll go on the 5-minute again. You'll notice we have are there enough orders there for them to consider coming down here to take any orders that there might be down here? Because there's a buy zone down here now. That's the thing. If there's enough, and they don't need to take advantage of a weak dollar just yet. They might do that later on during the morning. They might have time to come down and take these orders before doing so. We don't know. It looks like that could possibly be the case, in which case we just, unfortunately, well, what we can do about it, we just see it might come down and respect the support and resistance line and then bounce off it and away we go. Just a lot of discipline, a lot of waiting. That's all you've got to concentrate on, really. Recognize imbalance a little bit to understand why it does what it does. And then that sort of reconciles you into why you have to wait so long for things to happen. But there we go. We went into the buy zone again. So if there's a lot of orders here, we'll see a little bit of sideways movement and have a quick look to see if there's any other buy zones down below that one even. Oh yeah, several. So I don't know. Let's go on the 4-hourly. Got some imbalance up here, needs to be taken on that candle there. There's no imbalances here. Are they going with equal low down to here? Maybe, before going back up. Let's go on the hourly. Now on the fresh hourly candle, I'll say fresh, we're halfway into it. We had some buying at 6 o'clock this morning. Indecision, not too sure what's going on. And then we had some deep. This is all sell. So maybe we are concentrating on a deeper sell, maybe even deeper than these levels here. There's no imbalances on the hourly that needs filling, so maybe we will come to there and then bounce up again. Or maybe the dollar is making a decent comeback, in which case you will see the euro get even lower than these levels here. So look on the 15-minute and go 1, 2, 3, and it's rebounding off that. So we might see a bit of buying power come back in again. Bit of imbalance there. But there isn't much more imbalance really. A little bit there just beneath. Sorry, it's teeny tiny, I know, sorry. Make it a bit larger. Yeah, we've got a little bit of imbalance on this candle here. And also obviously this one here. But all the other candles, because of that wick there, that imbalance has been sorted out. We've got an imbalance up here on the 15-minute time frame, which is good, but that's a long way away yet. So sometimes they use news items to fill that in with one spike up. On the latest 15-minute candle, we've got indecision. So this could be on the turn. But regardless of that, the Academy 55 indicators of strategy make it really simple. You know your job. What you got to do is wait for green, 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 and a buy alert. And the best possibilities, because you're only taking 1 or 2 trades a day. Sometimes you don't take one. If you could see lots of things going, what because of the shape of the volume ribbon and the shape of the wave, I would suggest we got a deeper sell to come yet. It's okay, no worries, no problem. I'll remove that line now because that's confusing. Go back on the 5-minute. If anything, the line should have been there. And if price passes past that buy zone will disappear. And it will go down to the buy zone, which is down here. But there's imbalances to be filled now. in the short term. So we might see them get as high as here, where that support and resistance line is. So if I was to take a trade there, for example, here, I would definitely be thinking about putting my stop loss to perhaps my entry, but we might not even get that far. But from a personal point of view, and from the strategy point of view, i.e., trading with no pressure whatsoever, you shouldn't feel the urge that you have to take a trade, because it's that urge that will ultimately change your mindset, especially for new people. Yeah, we've got a lot deeper sell going on. We're on it's on a mission now, I think. But that's fine. Me, I've got busy day planned, not trading, but and I only need one more trade for my 10% target, one more successful trade. But if I was, what I would do, I would personally come back at 2:30 if I can, and sometimes 7 o'clock in the evening, six till 8 on the US 100 or the EUR USD, but preferably the US 100, and have a look at 6 o'clock in the evening UK time, 6 till 8, 7 o'clock being the ultimate time. I've got another monitor on, so I can keep an eye on that. So let's just have a look and see what happened on the US 100 yesterday at between 6 and 8 yesterday evening. I don't know. I've not had a look at it myself. So I'm going to put it on the 5-minute time frame, and I'm going to go on the calendar, the 26th, and this I've got it all set up for UK time. So I just go to, hang on. What's that? That's at 1800 hours. Yeah, we'll go to 1800 hours to see what happens. So there we are, 1800 hours. So I get my time machine, put it on 6 o'clock yesterday on the US 100, and this is what it looked like. That's 6, as you can see, I'm in a sell zone. So I would want to be taking the next sell. There's one available. So I go down to the next minute, put my indicators on. Now there's the sell there, look. And we're on the presses, but you can also see a lot of sideways movement. So, and even on the again, if I go back to the 5-minute, We can see some imbalance just down here. So there's reasons for price to want to go down there, just down to there though. But see the way price is moving. It's not, it's looks very nervy, you know, and got also, especially around here, you can see lots of wicks above and below, indecision, lots of indecision. Nearly every candle is an indecision, indecisive what it's going to do. There's not, apart from that one, and maybe that one, but every other candle, lots of indecision. But nevertheless, we'll go down and see what happens. I'm having a look on the other monitor. Don't worry, we're not. It's still going down today. So we're on the precipice of perhaps hitting the stop loss because we would have got in. Remember on the 5 minute, we're talking about indecision at 7 o'clock, sorry, 6 o'clock last night. So now that's debatable whether you would have got into that trade or not. I mean, whether you've been taken out right now or not. 2%, we go 2%, which is 2,000 units. So let's just do that a minute, which is way down. Whoa, right. We wouldn't have even got into this trade yet. Because 2,000 units is there. So we wouldn't have even been in the trade yet. And you can see there's not a lot of volume. So that's your, oh no, it's not. Wow. Yeah, there's not a lot of volume going on for the US 100, which is not very, yeah, so you wouldn't be even been in a trade because that's 2,000 units, the equivalent of 2 pips, and we haven't even reached there yet. So, but we're officially taking the next sell. And if I quickly put it on the, sorry, if I quickly put it on the 5 minute again, as you can see, the buy is there. Personally, I wouldn't have been interested in taking that trade, but we'll see what happens. So I'll mark that up there. Go back to the minute again. So if price ever does get down and we take into the trade there, I know, and especially on the purple line there, I'll be looking to minimize losses if there is going to be, and put my stop loss to my entry if we do get that scenario. I don't know yet. So let's just play it on, see what happens. Remember, we're not even in the trade yet. Now we'll move that over onto there because we had a green wave, then it turned red again. Now we're in the trade. I'll put it on to ×1. But remember what I said, that is the official buy zone. So let's see what happens. Yeah, we would have got taken out. Look, there we go. It nearly clipped into the buy zone. Right, but nevertheless, we will digress from that and go back to what's happening as of now with our EUR USD. Remember, this is the sort of scenario we're looking at. This is live now. What's happening live? That's the buy zone. As you see, nothing happened. We had lots of pushes down. But what goes down must come up. Let's go on to our MT4. And this is live now on our MT4 with the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame. Next alert must be a buy. But are we going to get that? Or are we going to get lots of shenanigans like that, sideways movement, and then come back down again? Because we know just down here there is another buy zone. Are there more buy zone orders waiting to be consumed? We don't know. By the looks of that, it looks like it could be possible. So I'll come off that again. You say we're nowhere near our buy trade at the moment. Brawlo's feeling bored at the moment. That's a good thing. Nobody said trading was exciting. That's the thing though, marketers, when people are marketing, that's they try to make it look exciting as possible. So obviously to capture your interest, but the reality is the more boring it is, you're waiting and the better keeping your discipline. That's important. Now we've got equal lows here now. See, this area here is a significant area. This is a key area. Anything with 3 zeros at the end, where long-term traders and investors like to take trades in, take trades out. And we're hovering around that area now. Really doesn't look like I'm going to be interested in taking a trade today. Not in this session anyway. And like I said, my lifestyle is such that I won't be coming back to the table possibly at the moment. I only need one more trade myself to achieve my 10% target. And even if I don't, I've got 8% at the moment. That's the equivalent of on a $100,000 account. That's the equivalent of well, obviously $8,000. 80%, maths again. Is 80% of that is $7,200. Turn that into English, you're looking about £6,600, something like that. And on a $100,000 account. So pretty happy with that. Why wouldn't you be? A little bit more than the average wage. We're watching a few, spending a few hours like we do, just watching price go up and down, following the indicators. Not bad at all. So now it's on that key area now. Right, for the last 5 minutes or whatever it is, I'm going to, if anybody's got anything they'd like to, observations or anything on YouTube or in the Zoom room, the Academy 55 members with me in the Zoom room, please type in a question if you have any about what we've seen here today, and I'll do my best to answer it. Yeah, we're going sideways. See, trading happens historically as well. So, right, let's go and put the NC4 on. Just in case we do get a bit of a push up. Because sometimes it can be down to the time, and maybe in 9 o'clock something might happen in 6 minutes time. I'm not saying it is, but sometimes you see that it's down to time. But essentially what we're doing is we're following the fingerprints of what they're doing. And obviously we don't know what they're doing, but we can get ideas by looking at imbalance and support and resistance zones and sideways movement, and have a feel for what's going on, at least. The volume is just turned green. Austria red flag news at 9 today. Thank you, Adrian. Bear that in mind. It's not marked off in the back of FTMO's office as what I can see. So, right. And it might make it move a bit in our favor, but also see, I guess. Might not. Might come to nothing. Got to wait for things to go green, green, green. Where price is now, that's where I want my stop loss ultimately. We've got a green volume ribbon. We've got no buy alert at the moment. But it might move a couple of pips one way or the other at 9 o'clock in 2 minutes' time. Got imbalance up here and here. And so at 9 o'clock, it might all happen very quickly. Maybe. In anticipation, I'm going to already lock my stop loss. That's where I want my stop loss anyway. And and it might go the other way, depending on the news, of course. But I've got to wait for a buy alert. And anticipating the trend line to turn green. The wave has just turned green. Got another 20 seconds to wait till the news kicks in. Like I say, it may be hardly anything because it's only one little cog of the European market. But I've seen Swiss moves it a bit, but Austria, and indeed we've gone the other way now. I'll still keep that locked in because that's where I want my stop loss. But if it comes down and flips that up again, flattered to deceive, I think is the word. Yeah, not a lot happened there, did it? And we're still going sideways, so I don't or see anything happening really. So guys, we've gone over the hour now. Thanks very much for being on and your questions and such. Let's have a quick look. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks very much and have a great day. Bye for now.